So yeah, so you've brought these cigars from Smoke King, which I very much appreciate. And I've been wanting to try this for a long time, and you told me a lot of good things. So
I thought
I'll
it'd be
find out
rude.
today if you're a liar or not.
Let's put it this way: we haven't had any bad reviews for it yet, and we were, as I'm sure, if like you put your name on any kind of product, you get nervous to put it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know our boss is Paul Green. He worked really hard on the blend itself. He was kind of like the master blender to the cigar. And we were really nervous putting it out, going, because we wanted to make it affordable, so it's not the most expensive cigar in the world. And we haven't had a single bad review.
I was going to say, the build-wise, it's really nice and even.
Well, that's what we wanted. And the thing that we wanted as well is to create a cigar for everyone. So whether you're new to cigars, you've never smoked one in your life, it's really light.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you've been smoking cigars for years and you like really full-bodied stuff, you still need a lighter cigar to smoke in the morning with a coffee.
Yeah, definitely.
And this goes with it. So it kind of
goes
for everybody.
I just can't stop smelling it though. It smells.
You wish I could bottle that, don't you?
Yeah. I'm just gonna rub it over my neck. It's like after shave and everything.
A sample in a magazine that used to be in the early 2000s. Remember that?
Just scratch and sniff it. But no, that's gorgeous. That's really nice.
Well, I hope you enjoy it, mate.
I'm looking forward, mate. Like I said, since you told me about this cigar, do you mind if I pinch your coat as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, actually, I have not given you an ashtray. George. Oh, he's gone somewhere. He's taking photos.
There you go. But you'll notice it with the drawer as well. So open. And I'll tell you a bit later on what factory actually makes the cigar.
Okay.
Because the factory that makes the cigar gets a bit of a bad rep for making really cheap tobacco.
Okay.
And when I tell people that, no, they make rubbish cigars, they can't make yours, it's like, yeah, they do. Nice and light, but floral.
Nice, yeah. That's really nice. See if I can get Jord somewhere. Jordo! He's off with the fairies. I'll grab us some ashtrays. Of course, I left them in the front. Ugh. And now they're gone. Oh, god damn it, yep. That's why I put the Crocs in sports mode. Thank you, brother.
No worries at all.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to these ones. So, when it came to Smoke Kings, so obviously you started your own sort of page, the Cigar Shack.
Yeah, Cigar Shack, yeah.
So, how did it go from your own page to working for Smoke King and doing everything with them?
To be honest, I still don't know, but I thank God every day that they did. It was... I've been following Smoke King for a while, and I'd already bought cigars from them, so I already knew of them. And I saw a post from one day, they're possibly looking to go digital with, but they didn't know what. So the job role I have now wasn't a job role, they invented it.
Okay, yeah.
For the right kind of person. So I emailed them, and they was like, James, absolutely, let's set up a call, let's talk. And they were very much like, we can't believe you'd be interested in doing it. And I was like, well, what's the actual job role about? And they went, we don't know yet. What do you think the job role should be? And I was like, okay.
You're like, give me 200 grand a year.
Yeah.
And let me just smoke some cigars.
It'll cost you 2.5 million.
Yeah. But if
like,
you don't do it, the business is going to fail.
I went through all their social medias. I was like, do you mind if I slag you off a little bit? And they went, no, we welcome it. And I was like, and I basically told them everything they did wrong. And the great thing is, because I had the Cigar Shack page, I had proof to back up saying, look, it is possible. You can do it.
Yeah.
And they would, to be honest, I think they were just foolish enough to say, yeah, we'll have you. And I just thank God every single day that they do.
No, I mean,
I haven't worked a day in 7 months. I love my job. Like, when I tell people my job, it's not a job. I literally get paid to do my hobby.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It's one of those, because obviously in your community page that I'm a part of, all the boys there rip the shit out of you and say, oh, you got such a hard life, you get to smoke cigars. But honestly,
that's what it's all about.
You've made that for yourself, but also there is a lot of the behind the scenes things that you have to do as well. Like the editing alone. It is
hard work.
Yeah, the editing alone is like, thank God I got Jordan, because I would fry my brain.
It takes hours, and it took us a long time, because we post on YouTube twice a week. We've got the Pipe Tobacco Tuesdays, and we have our normal posting on Fridays. It took us a long time to get to that point, because in the early days, we're trying to finesse our tone of voice, the kind of editing style, the lighting. This is why if you actually go back and watch the first videos we did, it's really dark, it's really wild and western, like Southern American kind of thing. And as you watch it going, it gets more brighter. The lights behind me and the whiskey bottles are more orange, and so it took a while to get to the point to do that because the editing alone. It takes me a good solid nearly a day. To edit one of our videos, but then it takes what people don't see is it takes about 2 hours to plan a video. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to set up the set because I can't just permanently have my set constantly on. Then you're looking at about an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours filming, depending on how big your cigar is. There's 8 hours to edit it. So it sounds like an easy job, and it's the easiest job I've ever had, and it's really chilled. But yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes that I don't think people realise that goes into it. No, and you'll soon realise how much of a pain in the
honestly, I noticed that the first time I recorded my cigar therapy episode, because I recorded the first one, I was doing it in cuts. And I was like, this is so much faff. I've got to watch it all 2 or 3 times. It's like 2 hours worth of footage. Half an hour I didn't even record. I was just here chatting to myself, just like, cigars. And then I was like, never press record.
Oh God, the biggest advice I can ever give you is just film one take and cut out the nonsense you don't need. So I used to do exactly the same.
100%. And you go from that to editing all that down to then having the final piece, and then you've got to plan your entire next episode essentially, haven't you? And whatever you guys are doing. So with those, how much input do you Cigar King have with that, or do they just kind of, here's what we're recording about, do what you want?
Do you know, they are the easiest and most open-minded people in the world to work with. They're very trustworthy. I don't know the definition of micromanaging in my place. It very much is they trust me to do the job, and as long as they see the return on the investment, so they see the subscriber count going up, they're seeing the videos go up, the posts are going up, like we're actually making money from promos and ideas, they kind of leave me alone. They don't really tell me, you need to smoke this cigar. I kind of go off my own initiative.
Okay.
So I know if we've got a new cigar that's going to hit in the market in 3 weeks' time, I'm like, right, get it to me now so I can get it out in time and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, I will just see whatever news coming in, or more importantly, what cigar. And this is the great thing of having like the community that you're in with the Telegram group and all the other ones I'm in. I can see what cigars in demand. So it might be the Brickhouse Double Connecticut, which has been around for years and loads of people know it. But if it's a really talked about topic, I'll just call them and I'm like, right, I need this delivered to me next day, and they'll just ship it out to me.
Good, yeah.
They're really open. So sometimes they do if we've got like a new pipe tobacco. Because we sell a lot of pipe tobacco. It's insane. A lot of people think pipes is a dying trade, and it's really working the tobacco trade for a day, you'll see how much pipe tobacco is.
I mean, obviously before I've always enjoyed cigars, and then I sort of started to get into the information, you know, the community and everything like that. And I thought beforehand, I thought cigars were not dying out, but they're not what they used to be, if you get what I mean. Where there's, you know, back in the day, you got the Winston Churchills and all the presidents, everyone who was in power essentially was smoking cigars. They were such a prominent thing. When now, like, you kind of look at it, it's normal dudes, which is amazing. And especially what you're doing, where you're just kind of showing, like, you don't have to be some guy in a suit. Just
I tell people all the time, I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah.
And I can enjoy cigars. You can do.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I think as soon as people remove the stigma of labels, and I think this is why I like some cigar lounges make you take the band off your cigar, because you can't be judged. As soon as people think, oh, I have to smoke a Davidoff, I have to. You don't. It doesn't matter whether you're smoking a £6 cigar or you're smoking a £600 cigar. You fucking idiot spending £600. It doesn't matter. The point is, we're all coming together for the love of this one product that the world and the government is trying to ban, and it brings you together. And it doesn't matter what background you come from, your family.
Yeah,
you're then the brother of the leaf or you're a sister of the leaf.
And I've experienced that firsthand. I've gone from knowing 0 people who smoke cigars, and now I'm meeting up with like people on a weekly basis. Just like I met you. Obviously, we met through Instagram, and then I saw that you did a podcast, sort of like a solo podcast on your Spotify. And
many moons ago. Yeah, that's there.
And then I was listening to that, and I heard you say Swansea. I was like, Swansea? I was like, what? And then I was like, I messaged you and I was like, bro, I'm in Swansea. And you were like, let's go for a cigar. And you know, it's
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh my god, no one smokes cigars in Swansea. I'm latching onto you. I'm not letting you go. I'm like a stray cat. You feed me once and that's it. I'm not going. So yeah, it was like, if you're in Swansea, we've got to stick together.
Exactly, man. And it's gone from there. You know, I've been down in Cardiff, Newport, and again, I didn't think people smoked cigars in Wales, let alone Swansea. So going from that, and then you just, from your group especially, the guys in there, it's so good. Yeah,
they're all dickheads, but
oh, 100%.
But I know anyone like Ben could put in the chat going, lads, I need some help at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be on a coach down to Kent.
100%.
We've all got each other's back as much as we dig into each other.
Oh, I've experienced that firsthand, and it's brilliant. Like that is, I've said to you beforehand, to be fair, and whenever I'm in a group chat, whether it's part of the gym group chat or whatever, I always meet them because I'm just like, I'm getting loads of messages through it. I meet them. The chat we have on your Telegram page is the one I will look up. I'm like, all right, I got to go to bed early. I've got work in the morning. I'm there until 1 a.m, just pissing myself, just getting ripped the shit out of, and it's brilliant.
It's because we worked hard to include everybody from different backgrounds. I've been a part of quite a few cigar groups, and some of them are big ballers earning 6 figures, and that's all they'll have. In our group, we've got some retailers, we've got welders, we've got construction workers, people who are in the industry, some people own a shop. It doesn't matter what your background is, but all of us have been broke.
Yeah.
And all of us still enjoy cigars at the same time. We're the normal folk of the cigar industry.
And because we still enjoy cigars, we're all still broke.
Yeah, exactly. And we will always remain broke because we like cigars, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I won the lottery, I'm still going to be broke.
Oh, that's going quick. I'm buying shares. I'm going to Nicaragua, blah, blah, blah.
So, yeah, just mentioning Nicaragua, obviously, when you start with Smoke King, so you actually went to Nicaragua with them. How was that?
It's a surreal experience I will never forget, and I'm dying to go back. I feel like it's been too long, and it's only been like 6 months. But they told me I was going to Nicaragua the day they offered me the job.
That's mad.
So I don't know whether they used that to bag me, and it worked.
Yeah, it would work on anybody.
I remember I was up there, they showed me around the establishment, what they've got up there, and I can't wait to take you up to show you around. It's one of the largest tobacconists in the UK.
Forward. I've saw there's a part. I think it's the intro for the Smoke King, and it's the box that's all lit up in the humidor, and you only get a glimpse of that humidor, but all of them, I'm like, I need to be in there.
It's the largest walk-in humidor in the UK. Everybody walks in and goes,
yeah.
And that kind of sold me. As soon as I saw the humidor, I was like, yeah, I want to work here. And then we went out for some lunch, and I was like, I would like to offer you the job, and I didn't think twice. I was like, awesome, yeah, I'll have it. Oh, and that was in the October. And then how do you fancy going to Nicaragua in January? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yeah. Of course I want to go to Nicaragua in January. So, although I've only been there for about 8-9 months now, it feels like I've worked there for years because I've already done so much stuff I never thought I'd do.
Yeah, when I met you and you said you'd been there for 7 months, I was like, you've done all this, like how have you only been there for 7 months? Like you've done like a year's worth of everything.
Yeah, I've been to Nicaragua. I was at the Cigar event, Cigar Awards, which is like 300 quid just to walk through the front door, and I haven't spent a single penny working for Smoking. When I go up to Leeds for a week every single month, pay for everything. They're a really good company.
Yeah,
they are a really good company. Yeah, so the fact they paid for me to go to Nicaragua was insane. But the great thing what we saw in Nicaragua as well, we didn't just spend all day, every day around the factories smoking cigars. We smoked a lot of cigars, but we also saw how those factories and how the industry give back to their own kind.
Yeah.
So Oliva have a primary school for parents who can't afford free education because they don't have free education in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
So Oliva opened and funded a school, and Tour Import to import most of the New World cigars in the UK. They helped fund another primary school, and we got to go and walk around the classrooms and see it all, and it was just nice to think everybody hates us and you get dodgy looks for smoking and oh, you're such a bad person because you smoke. But you know, because I'm smoking cigars, I'm helping some little child who's an orphan who hasn't got no parents get a decent education. So it was good to see that side of it.
That's the thing. I mean, obviously cigars are quite expensive in the UK because of the UK laws. But it's almost worth paying when you see that side of things. Like when you know they're just
you're literally giving back by buying.
Yeah, when you know they're not just, it's not money. Like that's the thing with cigar companies, they don't just money grab. It's
No.
they're putting back in, and like you
The
said,
actual
the community
factories
side of things.
themselves, if you find out how much they sell to the retailers, it's not much. Like a Padermo cigar, Padermo will sell a single stick to a retailer or an importer for about £3.
Yeah,
For a Padermo cigar that then goes and retails in the UK at like 26
ridiculous
to £28.
amount. Yeah.
The cigars, the factories don't go off sheer amounts of money. They go off, we'll give you quantity at a small amount, and that's how they make their money. But cigar rollers as well is the most sought after job
Yeah,
in Nicaragua. Everyone, there's huge waiting lists.
yeah. I've seen some
become
videos of
cigar
people, and
rollers.
they make it look so effortlessly as well. Like you see them doing it, and you're like, whoa.
It's not easy.
No, I would not be able to do it.
I rolled one in 8 minutes, and these guys are rolling them on average about 15 seconds.
With
And
all
they're
the
just-
cuts and everything, yeah. You just see them with like that. I don't even know what the blade's
A
called.
Chevette,
Like
a big Chevette, yeah,
and you
yeah.
just see them cutting around that, and you're just like, if I did that, it would be butchered.
I nearly took my finger off doing it. Have you seen they'll hold it and go,
Yeah.
and then I was going, roll it, roll it, roll it. No, that's not good enough. Fucking another one. I was, oh, great, okay. So yeah, it took me about 8-9 minutes to roll
Yeah,
a single stick, and they're just
it's
done.
crazy.
And
And oh, sorry, you carry on, mate.
and the amount some of these factories are producing
Hmm.
is insane. I think my father's cigars, they produce about 140,000 sticks a day. That's how quick
That's a
they're
lot,
rolling
yeah.
these cigars.
That's a lot.
It's insane.
That is mad. So obviously you went from to Nicaragua, and then I believe it was a personal holiday to Jamaica.
That was last year, yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Because obviously you got your own special cigars from there as well.
I did.
You did.
This is why I make friends with tobacconists everywhere I go. And I've still got him on WhatsApp. I still speak to this cigar owner. Because I was over there and was walking around, and I didn't realise how much of a crucial role Jamaica's tobacco plays in the cigar industry.
You
in
don't
the
hear
history.
about Jamaica.
And yeah, exactly,
don't
because
hear
you don't
about
really get them in the UK.
To be honest, when you're not a cigar person, you hear Cuba. And then when you're getting into cigars, that's when you hear the New World.
New Worlds, that kind of
You
stuff.
know, Nicaragua, Honduras, and
Yeah.
you hear those terms. You don't hear Jamaica at all.
They produce some of the nicest tobacco in the world.
Mm.
It's so different to everything else. But I'm at the point now where I could smoke a Nicaraguan tobacco and I could smoke 100. I could pinpoint roughly where in the world it comes from. Jamaica tastes like nothing else. Like, you know, the New World is famous having fucking everywhere. And I was there and I was like, oh, what are these? And he's like, oh, these are a house blend. We have our own cigar roller that comes in with our own tobaccos, and he rolls our own cigars. And I was like, oh, would you mind if I gave you a blend? Could I film him rolling some cigars for my channel? And I showed him Instagram, and as soon as he saw the follower count, he's like, yes, absolutely, yes. You can record in here. And he pulled out all these tobaccos and he went, pick a random blend. So I just like, oh, a bit of this, bit of this, bit of this. And he rolled them and went, yeah, they're yours. So I gave Des one. I still haven't smoked one.
You haven't had it yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Des at the cigar cabin has smoked one.
Mm.
But I can't bring myself to doing it because I've only got 3 left.
That's the thing. It's an official
4
James
left.
Drew as well.
It's an official James Drew. But it's like the ones I had done in Nicaragua that have James Drew on it. I've smoked one for my birthday and that's it now. It might just be my yearly birthday.
That could be a good shout.
And
it's got that little
messaged
bit
him.
of age as well. It's aging with you.
Exactly. It's
beautiful
only
thing.
going to get better. But as soon as I finish that cigar, I've got friends who work at Hoya, and I messaged them like, if I send you my blend, could you send me a couple more? So I'm actually trying to get about 2,000 made.
That would be
shipped over here.
I'd buy some.
Mm.
No, that would be class. That would be really good. And that's the thing. I mean, you could even get that stuck in smoking potentially. I don't know what the laws are, but
If you're watching this.
yeah, I don't know which
There
camera
you
to
go,
look
get
at
an
when I'm looking at that.
official
now.
James. Yeah.
But no, that would be amazing. And that's the thing. I would imagine that would be really like a massive achievement for you. And you're just there like, I've gone from growing up in Birmingham to I've got my own cigar now. Like, what is this?
I think that would be my first I made it moment. I've had really proud moments and really big milestones, but I haven't had I've made it. Like, I asked the same question to Des, and because he's got 2 of his own cigars, which I'll get hold of you for as well, because they're really good sticks.
Yeah,
and he said that was his he made it moment.
Yeah, I
He's
bet.
got 2 cigars that actually retail
That's mad.
in shops. Not over here, unfortunately, but they're in the US. They're in loads of different retailers in the US.
So who, with Dez's, who made that, or is that a bit hush-hush?
His general reg is made by Banff, which I think Banff stands for badass motherfucker.
Nice. And General Reg, that's his dog, isn't it?
That's his dog. He
Yeah.
named it after his dog, yeah. And the picture on the band, actually, someone did like a hand painting of Reg And
That's
Des looked
sick.
at it, was like, that looked really cool on a cigar band.
That's cool, yeah.
So that was after it. And then he's got one called the Royals, which I don't think he really had much of a hands-on approach with the blend, but the general reg, Ish, who owns Banff, would roll some cigars, send it out, he can smoke in, see what he wants. This one's kind of like, can we just put your face on it
Yeah.
and sell it? It's really sweet. So it's actually got sweetened tips. It's dipped in sugar
Oh, okay.
water. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
it's
When you're
bizarre.
just putting your name on it, that's when you're like, oh, if it's not good, do I want my name on it? But
Mhm.
you can get lucky. So
It's a good stick. It's not as good as the General Edge. The General Edge is fantastic.
yeah,
It's beautiful. I'll get you some.
I'm
He's
looking
got
forward
some coming in, so I'll get you
if
some.
if one day I get a cigar with my dog's face in it, that's when I know I've made it.
If you get any chance you can get your own cigar. Even if it's literally like when I
Just
was
the
in
one,
Jamaica,
yeah.
just walking into the just asking
Mm.
if you walk into any tobacconist and they've got their own house blends, just ask them if you can get one done because it's just cool to have.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Something you know, man.
I've always said, with my humidor and everything like that, if it's in there, I'm smoking it. And I think that is the one I would just be like, I'm just torn. I would have to fight myself every day not to smoke it though.
The missus shouted at me to make me smoke the Hoya one. So I was like, it is my birthday. Now I've got plenty more. I've got 150 odd cigars. Now I'm sure I can find something else. She went, James, smoke it. I was like, all right. And it was good. So I just got to enjoy it.
That's the thing. If you've got a fair amount, you're okay. But if you've just got the one or two, I think it's a bit like, oh, do I
Yeah.
do it?
And I think this is the problem I made with the Jamaican one. So I bought loads of their house blends because I wanted to make sure they tasted good. And they were really nice cigars because it had a mix of Nicaraguan and Jamaican tobacco in it. So I only had 4 made. And Des had one, and Des thought it was a Placencia. He said it's that good. And now I'm sat there with only 3. I'm kicking myself going, should have at least got about 10.
Yeah. I mean, one of the most aged cigar I've ever had, and it's definitely, it holds close to my heart, is from you. And that was the Romeo and Juliet from 1989, mate.
And the short Perfecto.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I smoked that. The smell of it. The smell of it was the best part, though, because I was smelling the wrapper, and I don't know what. I still to this day, I'm trying to think of what it smelled like because it reminded me of my childhood. I don't know what it is from my childhood. It just smells so good. And as I was smoking that, I was like, this cigar is older than me. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it was obviously on my official wedding day. And
this is why I had to give you a good one. When you said you signed the dotted line and you put in the group chat, I haven't got any cigars. I was like, oh mate, come to mine. I'll give you something. You can't not. Now you're officially married.
Yeah.
You gotta have a cigar. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Believe it, I didn't pay for them.
No.
I was moving out when I was moving out from High Wycombe to Swansea. It was the day before. We had the big Luton van parked out the front, and I just saw this guy running across a car park. We used to have a communal car park in shorts and a tank top. With this box of Romeo and Juliet is in his hand. He's like, wait. And he's like flagging me down. I was having a cigar at the same time. Like, you enjoy cigars, don't you?
No, I hate them.
Yeah. Do you want these? We found them at the back of the garage and I don't smoke. Yeah. So do you want any money for it? No, it means nothing to me, mate. So he actually gave me a box of, I had 15 of them. And this is why I just give them away now.
As well,
if it's somebody's birthday, I'm like, I want
yeah, that's incredible. Because like, I still to this day, that smell just sticks with me of the wrapper. It smoked amazing, but that wrapper is just pure nostalgia, and I don't know what it is. I'm gonna smell that in like 10 years and be like, that's the Romeo and Juliet.
That's that cigar, isn't it?
I'll be messaging you. It's that.
It took me a long time to bring them back to the point where they could be smoked though, because they were so dry. He reckoned they were sat in the back of the garage for about 15 years, so it had no humidity.
They smoked fine.
They were like crisps, so I put them in their own Tupperware with a load of Avida packs. Just left it. It took me about a year just to get them to the point where you could smoke them.
I mean, they smoke.
And they smoke beautifully.
Good. Real good.
Yeah. When people say, "Oh, my cigars are too dry, they're ruined," they're not. You can save your cigars. You just have a bit of time and patience. And...
Obviously, they say about it's like, is it tobacco mite or something like that? But like, I've never experienced that, or even no.
Not really. I had a panic attack. So I thought I had tobacco beetles, and I didn't. It turned out I dropped the cigar and it was cracked, and I didn't realise I cracked the wrapper. So I just thought, oh my god, that's all my cigars got gone. But no, I've never really had any problems. I had a bit of a problem with humidity, and some of my cigars started having a bit of mould on it, which is easily fixed.
Yeah, scrape that off and you're all good.
Cut it off, light it up. Unless it's on your mouthpiece, obviously you don't be hailing the thing. But Yeah, most problems you can find with cigars, you can. There is a easy way of fixing it.
Hmm.
Whether it's a humidity problem, maybe you got to dry something out, get some cigar glue. It's the best investment anyone can ever have. It's like £5.
Yeah.
Get cigar glue. It saved me more times than I care to remember.
So with this one, obviously you've got the crown and
Mhm.
Smoke King's sort of logo there. I've only just noticed the sort of, I don't even know how you, it's like the fencing around it, like the crisscross.
Yeah.
And that just makes it, I don't know, it gives it that little bit of depth to it as well.
That is a
That's
shout
really
out
nice.
to Jono, our photographer. He was really hands on. And his technical title is photographer, but that man does so much around smoking. It's insane. He does loads of graphic design. Obviously, all of our photos. He does all our posters. But I'm the graphic design guy, and I don't really design a lot of graphics. Jono he was really hands on with design of everything, and he's designing our future ones.
Okay.
We have a lot more coming. A lot more coming. But yeah, he was. We have this saying is that we don't do things half-assed. If we're
Yeah.
going to do something with our name on it, we'd rather waste a load of money and it be exceptional
Yeah.
than just be like,
I think that's the difference between like that sort of capitalist mindset where you're just like money, money, money to legacy. I want our brand to be remembered as like a top-notch brand.
oh yeah, this is why we haven't put that much of a markup on these. We'd rather get these in every cigar smoker's hand that we possibly can, and having conversations like this and going, that's smoking. They make some bloody good cigars.
Yeah,
They make some really good. Because then later on down the line, when we drop new ones, which we are, even if we did add an extra £1, £2 on, people are going to rush to the shelves to do it.
Yeah, they know it's a good cigar.
You know it's going to be good, and you know paying that extra £2 for that stick, it's going to be worth it because you're going to get a really good smoking experience. So we're going to be dropping a bit of a stronger one.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the fact that you mentioned it, this is going to go great with a black coffee, and I'm just sipping
Pairs
that.
beautifully, doesn't it?
All right, I'm going to give the shout out to the coffee brand because you're going to hate me for this. Obviously, you know your coffee.
I know my coffee.
Sainsbury's best.
Do you know who makes some of the best coffees? Spa. Spa's own instant coffee. It's £1.60 for a tub this big. It's exceptional.
Fair. I'll have to give that a go. Yeah, that
people shouldn't slag off like own brand coffees. They are good.
Yeah, I mean, I've had you get your different bags, and I've had some I can't remember, Brazil maybe or something like that. They were good. Don't get me wrong, but then they were double, triple the price of that Sainsbury's bag, and I'm like,
yeah. Sometimes I can be a coffee snob. Like Sons of Amazon, that's some of the best coffee on the planet. I've always got a bag in. Skull Crusher.
I've heard Skull Crusher's real good.
That shit works.
The one I want to try, but I'm pretty
That
sure
works,
it's only available in America. What are they called now? It's going to annoy me now. It's like a veteran company. They've just started sponsoring the UFC as well. I can't think who it is.
Is that the one where they've got a gun on the thingy, isn't it?
Pretty sure.
Black Rifle coffee. That's supposed to be beautiful.
I've heard that's really good, but I've been looking on their website, and I don't think they send to the UK. I mean, it would cost a lot to get it here as well if they don't supply. But that is one I would definitely like to try.
You have to pay quite a lot of customs on coffee.
Really?
It's just like cigars. If you try and import a cigar, if you've ever been stung, you'll always get a customs thing. It's on coffee as well. And I never understand why.
I was really surprised because I was talking. Obviously, got married not too long ago, and the florist was like, "Oh, I can't get these flowers because of Brexit." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's insane. I swear, unless you're importing clothes or something you think useless, you can't. But then you can buy knuckle dusters off Temu.
Yeah.
But I can't import coffee.
Yeah. You could probably order a machete on there or something, or like a samurai sword. It'll probably break after the first
Well, this is what crushed my coffee business, and this is why it ended up being so expensive, and people weren't buying it because the import fee, just to get the beans in the country before we've even roasted it, was costing us a fortune.
I bet.
So I was having to charge. It got to a point where I think our most expensive blend, I think, was £17 for a bag of coffee beans, and people just weren't buying it. And I was only making a £1.50 profit off that bag.
That's the thing. At that point, you're just like, even if you just sell it at cost just to get rid of it, it's like people are still just going to be like, that's an expensive bag of coffee.
That's a really expensive bag of coffee, and there's amazing coffee blends out there now that are so affordable, like Sainsbury's own or Tesco's and Asda do their own like Italian coffee beans, and I think it's like £3.
Yeah,
a kilo bag.
We were talking about it off the podcast earlier, and it's just like, if you've got the money, you can make the money so much easier. But if you haven't got that initial investment to get all that stock over at a decent price, or
Oh yeah.
it's impossible for people.
You need money to make money.
Yeah, and it is beyond like unless you've got an extremely good like way of making it, or like a certain product that you can get away with it. If it's there's no way that me and you could just sort of decide to roll a load of cigars and to sell them all, because you can't. You can grow tobacco in the UK, but you can't sell it commercially.
The plant might only be about this big.
Yeah.
The leaves are only going to be about this big.
So
yeah,
we'll go to the farm, mate. We'll go to the farm, and we'll be supplied for the rest of the year. Yeah, probably last a month.
This is why I tell people when I speak to a lot of people, oh, I want to start my own business, I want to start my own brand. I tell them content creation. You don't need anything to get started up with. All you need is your phone. All of Smoking's video content that was on our YouTube channel is filmed on an iPhone 15.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got nice fancy microphones and lighting, that kind of stuff. And just get social media to pay you.
Yeah.
Get TikTok to pay you. Get YouTube to pay
obviously
you.
I'm starting out, but
It's the best thing to do.
If it weren't for Jord, we'd have one camera would be squeezed on here, just cuddling up, talking.
That's all right, mate. I like you. I'll sit close to you. That's fine.
No, I'm very fortunate that I've got Jordan, and I've been able to get some equipment through different alleys. Where if I wasn't, I would be. To be honest, when I was doing my cigar therapy episodes, it was just on the iPhone 13, and wasn't terrible quality. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't terrible. It's watchable.
That's all you need.
And that's the thing. It's me and Jordan have said it 1,000 times. You've got to, if you just wait and wait and wait for the content that for the equipment that you want or whatever, you're never going to start unless you just invest all that money. You've got all this good equipment, then you've lost all the shitty videos, but you've learned how to talk to the camera, how to interview someone.
You need to make the shitty videos.
Yeah.
To make good videos.
You learn so much from
everybody says to me now, James, you're so charismatic on camera, you really know what you're doing, you're really confident on camera. I was like, you should see the videos I've taken down off YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they are awful.
Yeah.
You have to make it the best thing you've just got to start. It doesn't matter if your audio's crap, it doesn't. Just literally just start.
Yeah, 100%. That's Jordan's a massive person for that. And he was very just like, dude, this is what we've got. We'll just do it and see what works, what doesn't work, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
and it works.
What you got to do. You could have a £10,000 camera setup, but if you're really dull and boring and you don't know how to use catchy hooks, you don't know how to make thumbnails, you don't know YouTube SEO, you don't know how to use that. It's all useless.
Yeah.
You're better off making really crappy looking content and learn all the stuff to go around it.
Yeah, definitely. And
so then when you get the nice equipment, your content's awesome.
Yeah, you're perfect. That's the thing. You learn in the shit times. So when you get to I've made it sort of, I've got the equipment, you're not that dead
you can
person.
hit the ground running.
So like, hello guys, yes, blah, blah, blah. You've got that charismatic personality? I don't know.
That's the one. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I'll make words.
And this is what I said to Smoking as well. They basically went, tell us what you need, we'll buy it, yeah. And to be fair, I spent a lot of money for them. I was like, oh, we can get you this big, massive camera. I was like, it's not needed. I don't need it. Let's find out our tone of voice first. Because the way I do content for Cigar Shack page is very different to the content I make for the Smoking page. Smoking's more down to earth because we want you to realise the everyday person can enjoy cigars. So it's not going to be formal. I'm not going to sit there in a three-piece suit and oh, this is absolutely lovely. It's just like, oh, you're right, guys. Yeah. So get the cheap shit, learn what you need to do, and then
because
you can go and get the expensive stuff.
You tend to do a lot of educational videos as well, which is great because like you go from like the the tools and sort of the necessities of smoking a cigar, and then you also go for like the the laws and just why the cigar laws are like it is, which is really good for a lot of people.
It's important, and it's important to educate correctly with tobacco, especially with how hard the government and the stigma around smoking cigars is. Having that education there is so important because cigars and pipes and stuff like that is put under the same round as cigarettes. Cigarettes are extremely bad for you. Cigars aren't the greatest thing for you, but they are significantly more healthy than a cigarette because a cigarette can have up to 680 ingredients in a single stick.
I mean,
this is literally a salad.
Yeah, I was talking to Benji, and he was mentioning that if you smoked a cigarette like you smoke a cigar, so you don't inhale it, you just hold it in your mouth, you can taste all the chemicals and all the shit that's in it. Well, with a cigar, you're just getting that pure fruity coffee, whatever the blend is.
It's
And you just
all about flavour. It's
Yeah.
all about camaraderie like this. It's all about good conversation. And it's not about the nicotine, because the nicotine content in a cigar is really strong compared to a cigarette. I think a cigarette can have up to like 18 milligrams of nicotine in it.
yeah,
A cigar can have up to like 300.
yeah.
But
And you
because you're
definitely
not
get that.
inhaling it,
But you do absorb it through your mouth and everything. But it's not like when you smoke a cigar, especially when I've been doing papers and things like that. I could be looking at that screen and just be like, it's not happening. I'm just gonna go on YouTube. I'll smoke a cigar and I'm like, right, let's type. I'm so focused. And
oh,
it
absolutely.
just
But nicotine does that for you. It's actually been proven nicotine is actually, in its own form, nicotine is really good for the body.
and that's the thing with cigars. I mean, cigarettes, they're bad for you because of all the tar and all the chemicals
It's all
they
the
put in
crap in
there. Then you smoke a cigar, yes, it could cause mouth cancer or whatever it is, but your lungs are not going to be
So
affected.
can eating red meat.
Yeah, that's the thing. They say bacon's bad for you. They say whatever, and then they'll change their mind.
Pollution
Yeah, I
can
mean,
be bad for you.
you live
flying on a
in-
plane is bad for you.
you live in like your London, your Birmingham. You're inhaling toxic smoke anyway.
Unless you walk 10,000 steps a day, you only drink water and eat lettuce. That is the only way you could ever be healthy.
I'm not living in the city.
and not live in a city full of pollution and stuff. You need to be living in a place like this of just open.
Yeah.
But that's why I focus so much on education, because you need to. Because smoking, to people who don't smoke, it all comes under the same umbrella. They think that is a cigarette. They think a pipe is the same as a cigarette.
Yeah.
And it's not. And they don't realise how much time and effort and years and like decades of experience will go into refining this one cigar.
Yeah.
It took Paul years to come up with this blend, but then it took that factory about 6 to 8 years to make that tobacco and ferment it correctly.
Yeah.
But then it took their master blender probably 30, 40 years of knowledge to know what to do with that tobacco once it's fermented.
Yeah.
You don't get that with cigarettes. Cigarettes, it's mass produced by huge machinery.
Yeah. You just get machines. Cut
No
it all
one
up,
knows
churn it up.
what's in it. And on average, a cigar will pass through 300 hands
Yeah.
before it even gets to you. What other product on this planet can you say honestly does that? You get your whiskies and your gin, your distilleries, yes, maybe. But how many products can you say that much time and effort, that much love and passion goes into?
Yeah, I mean, like we said about the Remy and Julieta that you gave me, the fact that that's got such a journey from 1989 to 2024 to me smoking it on my wedding day is like, that's such a long journey of like,
Exactly.
you can't imagine whose hands it's been and who's touched it, who's smelt it, the journey it's taken from Cuba to get here as well. It's like, and the fact that it was in that shed for so long and just
And you can
who
even go,
had it in that shed originally.
exactly. You can go even even deeper. Like, why did that guy choose that cigar?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking I'm going to have a cigar for a wedding or for my anniversary, I'll go and have a look. Like, I want something really significant. So
And
it's
also,
even
especially when
deeper.
you're buying a box of them as well. Because if you were just
Exactly.
getting like a,
It's not cheap to
if
buy
I
a
just went
box.
to a tobacconist and was like, all right, I just want a cigar for today, they might recommend something. I might have done a little bit of research of what I kind of want. But if I'm buying a box, I'm doing my research.
Yeah.
I've smoked at least a few of them, and I know I like every single time. So the fact that they've bought that box is like, and they've just left it there. It's such a story to it, even though it's
sinister.
just a
They
stick.
just left it
Yeah.
there. But yeah, we won't hold that against him. Bless him, God rest his soul. But it is like, what other products? Maybe coffee, because a lot does go into coffee. There's not really products on, like, even cars are mass produced by machines, and
Yeah.
lighters, they're probably mass produced by machines. There's not much.
And that's the thing. When you
That's why you
when
gotta
you
love
look at that, you can see how they've rolled it and everything. You can see that the care that's gone into it. But then also growing it, no one thinks about growing it. Like, just imagine the field it was actually in originally.
When you see a tobacco field, you can never see it. I've never seen
Yeah.
anything more green than what we're looking outside right now.
That's one thing that surprised me. Is
It's like a sheet of silk.
that's the thing. When you look at a cigar, you think, oh, it's going to be like I don't know. I would have pictured it like wheat if I hadn't seen a tobacco plant. Just kind of,
No.
and then you see the leaves on it, and you're like, whoa.
Oh, the leaves are absolutely
They're prehistoric plants.
huge.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise how green a tobacco plant is until I was with Perdomo. So Perdomo has his own little classroom that you meet him in the morning. He hands you a load of cigars, and it's like 7 a.m. and you're like, so you're like, oh my, fuck it, yeah.
That'll wake you up.
Anyway, it's Nick Perdomo. I will smoke the cigar kind of thing. And then we're going. He loads you up into the back of this big yellow American school bus, which is badass in its own little thing. And you're going up through all these terrains, and you're going up the mountains, and you're looking out, and it's just like volcanic rocks. You know, I'm looking like you can't grow anything in here. And you come up and over this cliff, and Perdomo grows all of his tobacco in a valley, high above the ground, and there's reasons why behind he does it. And you come up and overlook at it, and it looks like somebody just got a big sheet of silk and just dropped it. It's the most greenest thing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's the thing. When you think of volcano, obviously you've got the mountain and everything, but then when you think of a mountain, especially when you live in Wales, you think of the greenery like we've got around here. But when you think of a volcano, you kind of just think, I always go to Lord of the Rings, you know, Mount Doom, you know.
They're quite terrifying when you see one in real life. Because Nicaragua has loads of active ones. And it was the first night we were there. I kind of had the fuck did I get here kind of moment. And we were sat at the top of a mountain drinking craft beer. So I had a big pitcher of beer and a Hoya de Nicaragua cigar in his hand. And you could see, I think it's 11 active volcanoes from this one viewing spot. And you can see the smoke coming up. And when you see them in real life, you're like, shit, man, if that goes off. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but at the same time, it's like, how the hell did I get here kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean...
But volcanic soil makes the best tobacco.
Yeah, that's one thing. Because my partner went to Guatemala for a long time, and she took a hike up this mountain. You just see this volcano, and she's got videos of it, like, erupting and everything. You're like, that is such a mad thing to see.
It's a beautiful smell.
Yeah, I bet.
We went up and looked over one, so we could see the glow and we could see the lava stuff. And you smell it, and it's almost like what you said with that Romeo. It's one that you smell it, and you're like, oh my god, that smells like something, but I don't know what it is. When have you ever smelled lava? No one has. But it's one of those. As soon as if I ever smelt it again, I'd be transported straight back, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, it's like when I was on that volcano.
Yeah, that's the thing that well, how long has it been since I smelled that Romeo and Juliet? It must have been 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, it's been about 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, and to this day, every single day, I'm like, what is that smell? I know that smell, and it
sticks
racks,
with you.
It's driving me crazy, and I know that's what you wanted to do.
I just thought, you know what, I want to give him a cigar that makes him go, because every other person I've given one has done the same. I've given some to Rick, who's in our chat, Des, and they've all smoked it. You know, these guys have smoked God knows how many Cuban cigars in their lifetime, and they still do the same thing. They go, it's a beautiful smoke, but I can't tell you what it tastes like, because it doesn't taste like Cuban tobacco either.
No, I mean, I've smoked it quite
Maybe
a
that's
lot.
the age on it, because
Could be the age,
out.
yeah. I've smoked a few Romeo and Julietas, and that was very different. And obviously the age is a massive part of that.
Yeah, especially because you smoked a number 2 on the same night as well, from the same company.
Yeah,
and it's so different.
And that number 2 was gorgeous as well. But that smell when I was smelling that wrapper, I was like, that is just the best smell I've ever smelled in my life, and I don't know what it is.
It's probably all the dust from being sat in the back of a garage.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
I just spent too much time in a garage. But it worked.
No, they are good. The only problem is I'm only down to my last 4 of those, because I just give them out. So I didn't pay for them. So people are like, oh, what are those are from 1989? Oh, I'd love to know what that tastes like. Oh, there you go. I give it out. Now I'm down to my last 4. I'm like, I need to rein it in a little bit.
You got to save them for a special occasion.
I'm going to save them for a special occasion. And I've got a Bolivar that was rolled the year I was born.
That's nice.
Which I'm saving. Which I'll probably smoke having my midlife crisis at the age of 30 or 40.
Midlife crisis. Yeah, I can see it.
My back of my knees already feel about 70, so I'm already feel like I'm in the midlife crisis at the age of 27.
I turned 27. Within a week, my back went.
Yep.
It was gone for about 2-3 weeks. I went to the chiropractor. It was okay for 3 months. I sneezed. My legs, because I sneezed, I went up. My back went. My knees gave in, collapsed, hit my head on the window, so I knocked myself out for 20 minutes. I was like, I'm 27. Like, what is going on?
I woke up at the morning.
I'm 26. I'm not even 27 yet. I'm 26.
I woke up the morning of my 27th birthday, and it felt like my knee fell off. And I just looked at the missus and went, it's the start. It's the start of the downhill spiral. And since then, my knees have never been the same.
Every single friend I have now who's like turning 26, 27, I'm like, good luck.
It's just a downhill spiral now. You can even ask anyone who was at the event the other week. I was just limping round because my knees were just fucked.
You'll just see me in a week, and I'll just be with a cane, just walking through.
I can't wait the day to get a cane.
Mate,
Mrs. said no, but I'm not having a walking stick. I'm going to get a cane.
I've always said I cannot wait for the
cigar
day
in
for
the
this
event.
beard to go fully grey. I've already got some greys in there, but I want it to be full on grey, and I'll be.
This is why you need to start smoking a pipe.
Yeah, that is true.
Pipes look amazing with people with massive beards, and this is why I keep trying to convince Des in the cigar cabin to get a pipe.
Does he not really smoke pipes then?
No, he's got one, and it's embarrassing. It's tiny. It's really small. It's white, and I'm just looked and went, "You ever smoke that out with me?"
Just
No, I've
slap it
got
out
like a
of his
nice
hands.
big Savinelli, nice big wooden one. I was like, don't ever like walk around with me with that in your mouth.
I'm gonna
So we
come
are
to
sorting him out one.
I'm gonna come to an event with you, and you know those little metal pipes that
Mm.
I'm just gonna smoke one of them with you.
I'll tell you what, a new thing in that's it's becoming quite a bit of a craze in the UK at the moment. I've ordered one as well. It's a pipe, so you still smoke your pipe tobaccos, but the holder is in the shape of a cigar, and it doesn't fold up. It's solid like this.
Yeah.
And it's got a hole in the bottom. You push your pipe tobacco in the end,
Okay.
and you light it, and you smoke it, and it's straight like a cigar. We sell so many of those in
Yeah,
smoking.
I'm not seeing that
crazy.
at all.
You
Yeah.
can't. It's not. You can't get much tobacco in it.
Yeah, it's like a one hitter.
But it literally just, and it's all brown as well, so it looks like a cigar, but you're smoking pipe tobacco.
That's pretty cool. I saw something the other day because I was looking at just like different cigar accessories and stuff like that, just sort of see what I can add to my shopping basket. And I saw an electronic cigar, and I was like, if I see someone smoking that, I will slap that out their hands.
I've seen worse.
Oh no.
And I was in Coyote Uglies in Swansea,
Oh, no.
and this guy was walking around with an e-pipe, in the shape of a pipe, and he puffed on it, and it lit up and everything, and he was puffing, and he blew it out, and he must have had like normal vape fluid in it, because it just smelled like cotton candy, and I was just like, you think you look good,
Yeah.
you don't.
You might as well just get one that blows out bubbles.
If you're going to put your body through some health risks, smoke actual tobacco. Don't. Yeah, it was just like, I wouldn't even know where to go to buy one of them. Like, fair play to him for finding it. But walking around a nightclub is just,
It's not the one.
no. I'm just like, I'm quite glad I'm not a woman, because that'd be like the biggest ick
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. If I saw that vape pipe, I would just be like, just either get a normal vape. I mean, some people like to stand out. Fair enough.
If you like to vape, you like to vape. I like to vape when I'm drunk.
I do vape
Just
it
so I
every
don't have to
now
go
and
stand
again,
outside.
but
You know, living in Wales as well, where it's raining 90% of the time.
and you don't want to go outside, yeah.
I don't go outside, so I will have a vape.
I'm lucky that we've got a pagoda outside. We've got a little deck and a pagoda, so even if it's pissing down rain, I've got somewhere to sit and have a cigar.
Yeah.
So I'll have to bring you around for that as well.
It's only really if I'm out like in a club.
Mm.
I was like, I normally have like, I'll take like little cigarettes, like the Al Capone Flames. I don't like cigarettos. Those are the only ones I smoke. They're beautiful because they're dipped in cognac.
Cigarellos. Do you inhale a cigarello?
No, smoke them like some people do.
Yeah, because I've seen some.
The smoke isn't as dense.
Yeah.
But I don't see the point. Just smoke it like a normal cigar.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the Al Capone Flames, they're lovely.
Yeah.
They're dipped in cognac. It's got a sweetened tip. It has got a filter, which is really weird. But
Yeah.
for a 5-minute puff, they're my gig.
Okay.
cigars.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a gig and we're halfway through, been in a mosh pit, I've been punched a few times. So go outside, have a little bit of a puff and an Al Capone, and yeah, they're not bad. I'm really anti cigarillos.
Hmm.
I hate them. I was like, if you're gonna smoke tobacco, smoke a cigar. But
I
the
would
Al
much
Capones are
rather.
all right.
I'd much rather spend that little bit more and get like, even if it's a petite cigar or something like that, than get a
A
cigarette.
little Panatella or something.
Yeah.
It's why you should try the new Trident ones. Shout out to Trident.
I love the
Their
Trident.
new petite Panatellas are
Yeah.
stunning. Have you tried them yet?
Yeah, so
Oh,
Adam,
you've had a petite
Adam gave
Panatella?
me one, didn't he? And shout out to Adam. He gets a shout on every video I do, to be fair, because he's such a great
He's
guy.
a good bloke.
He's a nice guy. He was the one who introduced me to your page and everything. And yeah, he was one of my first followers as well. So shout out to Adam, because yeah, I met up with him in Cardiff. We just had a cigar and a pint, and he gave me that at the end. So I had it the next day on Oxford. Have you ever been to Oxford Bay?
Yeah, I've been to Oxford Bay quite a few times.
Yeah,
Beautiful place,
lovely place. So I was stood there with my dog, having this Trident, and my missus took a photo, and I looked like Tony Soprano or something. You know, I had the chain. I got the only difference is that I've got a beard and I am bald. So, but that was a really nice smoke.
Trident, mate. Have you tried the other Trident?
I haven't tried any others yet.
I'll get hold of you one.
Yeah, because they are very nice.
They're beautiful. Their Brent, so their Robusto size, was my cigar of the year for 2023.
Okay, yeah.
And because of that is the reason smoking got them in.
Nice.
I was talking to Paul Green, who's like the founder of smoking back in the day when it wasn't even Smoke King. He started back in the early 80s. And he was like, oh, what's your favourite cigar? I was like, my cigar of the year was the Bren. And I showed him all about the Trident, the Charity and their boxes.
Yeah.
And because the Bren was my cigar of the year, is the reason we now
Because
smoke.
the Trident is it's a British company, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I was
two veterans.
Yeah, because I was talking to Adam and I was saying how like in the UK we do not celebrate our veterans like America does. It's not like
we don't do it half as much as we should.
No, and then literally within like half an hour, he gives me this, and I look them up. I'm like, oh, I was chatting bollocks then because they're a veteran, but obviously we don't praise them as much as we should, and
we don't. But the Trident boys are really trying to bring that back.
Obviously, they're all veterans themselves, aren't they? So.
Yeah, and I'll introduce you to Hugh and Nick. Really, they probably want to come on the channel. They love this kind of stuff.
I've spoke to them, so once I'm hopefully going to go up there and get them on at some point.
Yeah, they're really good blokes and so knowledgeable about their products. You'll know this when you start doing this and start talking to cigar brand owners. Some people don't know their own products, and they'll just like,
really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it tastes floral. Okay, but what's in it? Oh well, it's a mix. You don't.
Yeah.
You ask Hugh, break down that cigar for me, and he'd be there for hours. It got to the point I was interviewing the other week. I was like, right, let's move on to the next question, or we're going to go through another bloody cigar at this rate. Really good blokes. And what they do is, the amount of money they raise for charity, and they help. They help any veteran that's got bad mental health. Yeah. You can literally drop them a DM. They're really good guys, and their products are stunning.
Do you want to grab that at all? Oh, you got yours, yeah. Sound. Yeah, no, and you mentioned gigs earlier, and that's one thing I wanted to get into, because you posted a video, and I was looking at it.
Ego.
I was looking at it. I was like, oh, James is at a metal gig. That's pretty cool. I was like, the dude singing looks like James. And I messaged you, I was like, dude, is that you? And you were like, yeah, mate.
You have James, the cigar guy, and then you have Drew. And it's the reason why I have Drew tattooed across my arm. It's because Drew is my alter ego. Yeah, and that's the death metal vocalist.
Oh, okay.
In me, that is. Yeah, been doing that for 12 years.
Mad.
Now. And my old band that I used to be in, when I was living in High Wycombe, they're like, oh, we're doing a gig. It's close to Birmingham. You might not have heard the town. It's in Bromsgrove. I was like, that's literally where I was, like, pretty much where I was born and raised. I know that place. Do you want to come back and do a gig? I was like, yes. But since then, I've just had this itch. It's like I want to get back on the stage. But
I bet.
Yeah. It's the one thing the amount of DMs I got after posting that video. Is that you?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I was literally watching it. I was like, that dude looks exactly like James. How weird is that he's gone to that gig? And I was looking at it. I was like, no, that is James. I was like, what? Obviously, I didn't even know you were into like sort of that sort of music either.
Yeah, big time.
And
well, I listen to any kind of music.
Yeah, like I'm very much the same. I've got such a wide range of music. I like a lot of the old stuff, but I grew up solely on heavy metal.
Yeah.
And I was very much, if you don't listen to heavy metal, get out my face, sort of, until I was about 15.
You used to be like that.
Yeah, until I was about 15, I was like, heavy metal. Like, if you want to listen to Taylor Swift, get out my face.
No, I'm still like that. If you listen to Taylor Swift, get out my face.
Yeah.
As much as my wife hates it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm, at the moment, I'm very much bluegrass. If you've ever heard of Billy Strings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed with Billy Strings right now. I will be just going to work every day, listening to bluegrass. I'm like, if anyone here like listens to what I'm listening to, they're just gonna think like, what the fuck? But Billy Strings, I think, is a phenomenal instrumental, like as well as a singer, to be fair. But his instrumentals are just something else.
Country's probably my thing at the moment. Like, yeah, I do the whole death metal thing, but the genre I listen to the most is country. I probably consume about 8 to 10 hours of country music a day.
Yeah,
because I've always just got it on when I'm working and. It was brilliant. So I used to take the mick out of my missus, because my missus introduced me to country music. So when I first got there, like 9.5 years ago, when I got to her, she used to listen to country music. I was like, oh, what's this rubbish? And now it's just bred into me.
Yeah, I was the same.
I love country music.
Like I went from my music taste tends to change every single year, and so weird because I look at my the Spotify year roundup, and it'll be like metal, hip hop, UK hip hop, country, and I'm like, why do I have such? Because as soon as I listen to it, it's on repeat all the time. I'll make a playlist, and that playlist is on all the time.
Yeah, I think it shocks people when I put my Spotify on shuffle, because I do listen. I don't think there is a genre I don't like. Like, I love dubstep and drum and bass. Like, I'm the first one to buy rave tickets. I'm always at raves.
Drum and bass is the one thing
like that.
I just can't. Like my best friend, he's a drum and bass DJ. He does a drum and bass school as well, and I'll go to support him. It's not my thing, but I love to go and see him do it, because I'm like, especially when he's shown me how to do it, and I'm like, this is a lot of work.
There's more. When you watch a real DJ, like he does,
not just press and play.
You know, everyone thinks a DJ stands there, press play, and he jumps around a little bit. When you actually watch them make the music, It's so complex.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But you'll skip through mine, but I love grime and drill music as well,
Yeah.
which really shocks people at the same time. Like, well, I lived in London for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while,
you kind of, that's all you could listen to in
and
London.
I grew up
Otherwise.
being a chav outside Birmingham, so it's like grime's built into me. So you'll be flicking through and it'll be like Stormzy, Skepta, Lethal Bizzle, Dolly Parton. Then it'll be a bit of classical music like
Yeah.
Mozart and Beethoven, and then it goes to country, and then it'll be like Dying Fetus and Infant Annihilator. So yeah, my Spotify is just.
I think my Spotify thinks I'm schizophrenic, to be honest.
I think they probably think I've got multiple personality disorder, however you call it, because I do. Because some days I will just be like, oh, it's Scooter I had on yesterday for like 7 hours. It was just
I don't think I've even heard Scooter.
Old school trance.
Fair.
And I was just like, why am I doing this into this? But yeah, if a song can make me go like that,
that's the thing. I'll never say
listen to it.
There's a genre I hate, but there is 100% artists I hate.
Oh God, there is artists I hate. Absolutely, Taylor Swift is just as much as some people might hate me for saying that.
This is where the podcast's getting cancelled now.
That's it. Don't get him back on. Yeah, Taylor Swift is just one I can't.
No,
I try so hard. The missus listens to it on a daily basis, and it's just one person I can't get into.
Even though she was originally country.
She was.
Yeah, she ain't anymore. No. If it goes on Radio 1, I'm not listening to it.
But at the same time, Love Story is probably one of the best songs ever written. I'd put that in my top 5 songs of all time. That's when I have my little fangirly moment.
Yeah.
And then anything else, I'm just like, yeah, get it off.
Like the one artist I absolutely love is Luke Combs. Don't know if you've heard him.
He's mine and Courtney's first dance.
It was my first dance.
Was he? What song?
It was Forever After All.
That's our first dance.
Oh, I beat you to it. I'm sorry. We actually went to see him. He's amazing. We went to see him in Manchester, and he was like, when you see an artist and they don't quite sound the same as on a track, he's
identical, isn't he?
Identical, yeah. And I was listening to him, but I had this girl next to me, and she was singing along in the complete wrong tune, in the complete wrong decibel. She wasn't singing, she was screaming, and I was just sat there like, don't hit a woman.
Honestly, people hate me going to gigs. I'm very much I haven't paid to listen to you. As much as it's great for the artist, and it is, I've been on stage and people scream you songs back, it's really cool. But I'm so much a go to a gig and shut up.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Listen to the guy. Jump around and have fun.
Yeah.
But listen to that guy sing.
Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah.
She was screaming at a decibel where I could barely hear him. And I was like, how can you compete against about 1,000 speakers? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, you've definitely got a pair of lungs on you if you're doing that.
Yeah, if she could pick a key, fair play to her.
No, I love Luke Combs. Morgan Whalen, he's another one I love. I wish I could have got tickets to Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted to pay £450 a ticket, but he's in Hyde Park in 3 weeks. But yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen Charles Easton. Saw him a couple of weeks back.
Yeah. Zach Bryan's one I want to go to.
Zach Bryan, yeah.
He's good.
He's really good. Luke Bryan
I like as well.
I love it. He's the guy who got me into it. Cole Swindle. That kind of stuff.
Zach Brown Band is one of my all-time favourite. Zach Brown Band, Knee Deep, phenomenal song.
Absolutely.
I
don't get how people don't like country, because it's kind of like heavy metal. It's like one genre, but there's loads of little genres underneath. You know, you've got like the deep country blues, but then you've got like old country, but then you've got country rock.
Yeah, you kind of got like that pop country at the moment, but like even the pop country.
Morgan Whalen's going down that pop country kind of thing at the moment, isn't he? So it's like people go, oh, I don't like heavy metal. It's like you just haven't found the genre that
I always used to say, just
like
if you don't like heavy metal, put on Snuff by Slipknot. Because anyone who doesn't like heavy metal, I'm like, just listen to this. It's beautiful.
Heavy metal, when you learn how to play it, is probably the most complex genre you could ever learn, especially if you're on guitar. And believe it or not, it's the closest genre to classical music.
Yeah.
With the complexity of it. If you look at a guitar tab and then go look at sheet music.
Yeah, and you find with heavy metal bands, they have the best sense of humour. Like some of the bands I've seen, and they're just.
But on stage, we look like we'd punch a puppy.
Yeah.
And then off stage, we're like, hi.
Yeah. Do
you want to buy a t-shirt?
I always pronounce the name wrong, but they're like black metal, death metal, black metal, Black Dahlia Murders. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing
Black Dahlia.
Dahlia.
Yeah,
I always say Dahlia.
I've seen them live. They
look
brutal.
amazing. Their documentary is one of my favourite band documentaries ever.
You get there, the sound. Like, you listen to the music, you're like, oh my god, that's really scary. And they're the most.
I'm pretty sure they have a song about pepperoni and pizza. It might be a different band actually, but it's literally just like don't put
Attila.
Attila.
Attila do pizza. It's
Yeah.
about putting pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's a great song. I've seen them live as well. They're
That's
really
mad.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I broke my rib at an Attila concert. They opened up for Hollywood Undead, and it's one of the first concerts I took the missus to. And the song "Shots for the Boys" came on, and I just looked at it and went, "You've got to hold my coat. I am going to stand here next to you to make sure you're safe for the whole night, but I've got to get in that pit for this song." And I just waddled over to it at the end. I was like, "That was a bad choice," and I ended up cracking like 2 ribs. It was worth it. It was a great concert. Yeah, Attila's brilliant.
Saying that, although "Forever After All" was my first dance song, it somehow turned into a mosh pit. I got elbowed in the head 3 times because like we had our little moment together. Everyone's watching, and then I was like, I don't want to be having all these people watching me, so I just kind of waved the boys over. All of a sudden, we got about 40 people in this tiny little square, and I'm just getting pushed around, bounced off my head. I'm just like, it's my first dance, guys. Come on. But it was good.
I hate the idea of my first. I don't like. Put me in front of a camera, and I'm a tart. Whether it's photography or videography, I love it. I love being out of it. Put me in the centre of a room. If I'm not on stage with a band, I hate being the centre of attention.
I'm the same.
Like, I love being a front man.
Yeah.
All the eyes on you. I've got the back up, the boys behind me, kind of thing. But at first dance, you got that whole room of eyes on you.
Yeah.
Terrifies me. This is why I've told the missus we've got to have a venue with a big outdoor space because I'm going to go through a lot.
I was very fortunate where like the inside was quite not compact, but it was small enough but big enough for everyone. And then the outside was just a massive greenery with a gazebo. That's where we had the ceremony then. But
Nice.
It was nice. Throughout the 3 hours before the wedding, I was freaking out. I was like, I can't do this. I hate being centre of attention. And then, to be fair, I got ready way too early. As soon as I got there, sound. I was surprised. I was like, I thought I was going to have a mental breakdown. And I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this day.
You should have had a cigar.
I had it after. So I had one before, actually. I did have one before. Calmed me down a little bit. But no, I was surprised. Even with all those people there, it was chilled. It was good.
That's what you need. I've told them this, we have to have an outdoor space. You're just like, oh, well, we live in Wales, we don't have the greatest weather. Because I'm going to go through about 8 or 9 cigars that day. So the majority of it does need to be outside.
Definitely.
Enjoy a good cigar.
But yeah, that one piece of advice I was given by Scott is, to be fair, if you've got enough cigars to have like a free-for-all there, fair enough. But I brought some for my groomsmen and one for me. And I was like, I am not, like, if people were coming over, can I have some? I haven't got any.
Nope.
Sorry. Like,
no, it's my day. You don't have more.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I've actually got a coleslaw, sorry.
The worst thing is, when it comes to cigars, I'm such a giver. Very few people come around my house and don't leave with a cigar in your hand. I'm terrible because I don't pay for them really. People send them to me, so if they're sat there and I haven't paid, my rule is if I haven't paid for that cigar, it's not my cigar.
I'm very much
Help
like that
yourself.
Myself, yeah.
If I've spent money on it, you ain't touch it. Don't you dare touch it. And I've got a shelf in my humidor which is don't even look at it.
Yeah.
Don't touch those cigars.
You just have to have a sticker, keep eyes off.
Yeah, because I've got a limited edition Davidoffs and stuff like that.
You're gonna be like half the taste is in the smell. Stay away from it.
Yeah, you can sniff it, but don't touch it. So on my wedding day, it's can I have a cigar? No. Please, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and buy a load of Henry Wintermans. It tastes like
a load of cigarillos on the side.
And I'm like, yeah, help yourself to one of them while I'm just smoking this big, mighty, just absolutely, yeah.
In the ceremony as well.
I want to get a picture of Courtney in a wedding dress lighting my cigar for me.
That'd be
I was like, that's that, and then I want to go get that tattooed on me.
To be fair, the one photo out of that entire day I'm looking forward to. So the photographer arrived, and I was like, I forgot to run this idea past you. Would you be okay taking nudes? And he was just like, what? And I was like, if me and the boys strip off and run through that field naked, can you take a photo? And he was like, yeah, okay, I guess. But he was amazing, to be fair. He handled it very well. Might have to pay for his therapy for a while, but it was worth it. So I'm looking forward to getting that photo back, and that is going to be on my fridge.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, you got to make time for your cigars on the day, especially if it's like a part of you.
Yeah.
Like I'm known as the cigar guy, so it'd be weird for me not to have cigars on my wedding day.
Yeah, definitely.
But when we've been planning out the day, I was like, yeah, but I need an hour here. Why? Because I want a cigar then. 3 or 4 hours down the line, yeah, I need about 45 minutes here.
Yeah. That's the thing. I pulled my missus aside. I was like, can I disappear for an hour? Yeah, fine. I was like, sound, boys, let's go for a cigar.
This is why I came up with the idea of having loads of lawn games.
We had that.
It keeps the people entertained while I stand there and just black.
Yeah. Although I had the funniest moment. My one groomsman, he's a very docile guy. He no confrontation at all. Such a nice guy, and he saw these kids frisbeeing our Connect Four, and he just went over to the parents and he was like, "Oh, do you know where they got that from?" And they were like, "No," and he was like, "From the wedding. Put them back." And I was like, "Fair play to you, mate. Fair play."
Ah, you've got to be.
But I was looking at it, I was like, I wouldn't be able to do that. So fair play to you, mate.
Oh no, so I'm too blunt, way too blunt. I'm like, I will make a child cry. I don't care. I'll just like
Rip
yours,
it out their hand.
mine.
Well, to
Fight
be fair,
for
he
it.
made them go collect them all. He was like, go pick them up and put them back.
Yeah. Teach them some bloody life lessons. Yeah,
But I was just watching it from afar, like, that's brilliant.
I told his parents, I can't slap them, but I can slap you. So go get me shit.
That's definitely the Brummy side of you coming out there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Brummy who's moved to London.
You can take the boy away from Birmingham, but you can't take the Birmingham out of the boy.
Do you ever get people just saying like, oh, like, you know, like Peaky Blinders, and you're just like, that's...
Mitchell Orchant refers to me as the Peaky Blinder. It didn't help when I first met him. I had a flat peak cap on and a three-piece suit.
Yeah, that doesn't
It
help.
kind of looked like a Peaky Blinder. I didn't really pick up because I picked up a lot of like London slang. Like when I'm not in front of a camera, I talk a bit chavvy. But I hadn't picked that up yet. So when I first met him, I was like, "Oh, you right, Mitch? How you doing, mate? You right?" And he's like, "Oh my God, you're Peaky Blinder," and that just stuck with me then. And especially when you're smoking like a cigar, you got like a little cigarette. It's more like a cigarette. It's like, "Oh my God, he's a Peaky Blinder. He's got a Birmingham accent."
Just whip off the cap. You're like, what?
Cheers. You seen the first episode? Yeah.
That's mad. That's the thing. Like, especially my partner and her family are all from Birmingham, and I'm very fortunate that my partner hasn't got the strong accent.
It's not a nice accent.
I'm used to it now.
The
But
Birmingham
him,
accent is not a good accent. When I go back and I'm speaking to like, my family members, and I'm like,
just
I live in Wales
noise-cancelling
where like the
effects.
accent is so strong, but the Birmingham, yeah, it's not nice. The worst thing is I pick it back up when I'm up there, so I'm up there for a week in a few weeks' time.
The worst thing is I'll catch myself doing it, and I'm just like, I'm Welsh. What's going on there?
Chicken.
You alright?
The Birmingham accent is you start off high pitched, then halfway through the word you drop to go really low, but then you finish high pitched again. So,
Yeah.
oh, you're right, mate. It's a bit Irish.
I did sound a bit Irish.
We had a lot of like gypsies come over to Birmingham, so they have
Yeah.
like a really high Irish.
I was gonna say, is it
community.
Irish gypsies and Romanian, or is it mostly Irish?
Well, yeah, my ancestors are Romany gypsies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we come from like.
So this van
Romania,
feels like home for you then.
Literally, yeah. I feel comfort.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you look
small.
cozy,
It's a bit too big, to be honest. Yeah, all my ancestors are like Romany gypsies, Indian, Spanish.
Mad.
And I think so. Yeah, technically, I'm a traveller. That's why I'm really good at stealing shit. That's why
I'm gonna keep an eye on what's in this
That's why I
van.
never leave a cigar event without like my pockets full. This is why I've got like 50 lighters, ashtrays now, cutters.
Yeah.
Like if you ever need a cutter, just drop me a message. I've got like 100. Oh yeah. Slipped into my back pocket.
I don't know if you can talk about this, so just let me know if you can't. You told me a story about the cutter when you were coming back from Nicaragua.
Oh mate, that makes me nearly turn over a gaff.
I was gonna say, I've just seen your
That's
face
the
drop.
Brummy. That's the Brummy gaff.
Yeah.
Yes, so I had a really nice Hoya de Nicaragua cutter, which you can't buy. It's they only buy it in as a corporate gift, and it came in a I kept the box. I had this beautiful red Hoya Nicaragua box. You take the wooden box, you take the top off. It's a serving tray, and there was a cup which I managed to keep. It had 10 cigars and this beautiful, really weighted metal cutter. And I was in Nicaragua. I handed over my big suitcase, and all I heard was James Drew. I was like, well, I don't know Spanish, but I know that's me. So they pull us into this security room. Luckily, we had a guy traveling back with us who spoke fluent Spanish. Like, he's got to come with me to translate. And they ripped open my bag, and I was like, oh, you've got lighters and cutters and cigars in your thing. And I had a lot of, I bought about 100 cigars back with me. You're supposed to have 50. So hopefully no one from HMRC is watching. But and they went, oh, we need to make sure your lighters and your cutters are legit. I was like, okay, no problem. All the lighters were empty. And I had this cutter in my pocket and I had a lighter in my pocket, which you can legally take through with you. You can have one as long as it's empty. And I said to him, I've got these really expensive ones. It was a My Father lighter, My Father cigar lighter. And it had all the stickers and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, can I take these through with me? Or can I put them in the suitcase while I'm with you? No, you can take them through, so it's absolutely no problem. I then go through security where you're handing your handhold luggage. So you can't have that. Like, you literally just told me I can have it. No. I kicked off him a bit more, and they was like, look, we can either take it or you're not getting on that plane, and we'll arrest you. So I bit me tongue. I was like, go on, take it, and it still knocks me to this day because it was such a. I'd rather have handed over all my cigars
Yeah.
and let me keep that cutter.
That's the thing. You will,
'Cause it
unless
was
you go back there, you're
stunning.
not going to get it again.
Because
are
you
So-
can't buy it. All the
And
other
that's the thing. If
cigars
you go
I
back
can
there and
buy.
get it, they'll take it off you
They're
again.
gonna take it off me again anyway. But what was really annoying is two people in front of me had the same cutter, and they let them go through. Nicaragua, as it's an amazing country. The airport make up the rules as they go along,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Depends how you look at them.
Yeah. And I don't know whether it's in Nicaragua. If you're covered in tattoos like this,
Yeah.
you're a criminal. You've been to
Yeah.
prison. It's
You're
a
part of
prisoner
the
thing.
cartel or something.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Very much like that in Asia as well.
I
Isn't
had so many looks, and when we went to the orphanages and the kids and stuff, they were fascinated with all my hands and stuff. So I don't know whether they just looked to me and went, "Yeah, we're having it off."
Yeah, he's stabbing someone.
He's not a good guy. And yeah, they took it off. It was just insane that I had, even in Miami, I had lighters and cutters and everything took off me. I didn't have a single cigar taken, even though I had. You can only bring 50 back.
Yeah,
and I had about 100, 110 cigars.
That's mad, isn't it?
Nobody cared. They confiscated bottles of water. I had a empty metal water container. Can't take that through with you. I was like, take that as well then. But all my cigars, fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you get pulled over in the airport, and especially in a place that you don't speak the same language, it's terrifying.
It's awful, and especially in Nicaragua, all their staff are armed.
Yeah.
So I'm stood in this tiny little room with 3 people. They've all got guns, and then there's just me.
Yeah. I
don't understand you. I don't understand you.
I had a similar experience in Abu Dhabi. So when I went over to Thailand, the stopover was in Abu Dhabi, and we're going through, and they shouting, stand here, stay here, and then they just walk off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I go? So I just walk off and get on my plane. Luckily, I didn't get chased, but if I ever go there, there's gonna be a poster on my face or something.
I was so lucky. I had that translator with us. Lovely bloke. He worked for Padron. I think it's Padron. Yeah, the Padron. He was coming back through to Miami at the same time. So luckily he was on our flight. Because if he wasn't there, I'd dread to know what would happen. Because I was shouting. I was like, I don't understand you. I used to speak a little Spanish. I was like, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. And they were like waving his lighters at me. And I was like, what the fuck do you want the lighters for? But they let me keep my lighters. But then they confiscated the other guy who came with me from smoking, Jamel. They let him keep his lighters. But no, they took his lighters.
And let you keep yours.
I could keep mine. He kept his cutter. They took my cutter.
They were 100% building themselves a stock up.
Yeah. And then 3 people in front of us, he had all his cigars taken off him. But I went through with 100. And it was the most bizarre experience. I can't wait to go back to Nicaragua again. And I will go back because it's a stunning country.
Yeah.
I'm dreading that airport.
Me, you, and Des, road trip.
They're the rest. Des has he's got 2 of a short fuse. He's like, no, fuck you, you're not taking it.
Scrapping the guns off them and everything.
I'll say if I can recommend anyone to go visit any country in the world, Nicaragua. The people are beautiful. The scene, I thought Jamaica was the most beautiful country I've ever seen until I saw Nicaragua. The food, those guys can cook.
Yeah.
They have some phenomenal food.
What's the sort of
airport?
General food that they eat? Is it like a lot of
It's
kind of
really
like Mexico?
bizarre. Nah, they eat a lot of vegetables because it is a very, very poor country. So they eat a lot of plantains.
Okay.
But they'll cook it in 4 or 5 different ways.
Yeah.
But then they eat a lot of chicken, a lot of pork as well. It also depends where you go. So if you go to Esteli, which is their capital city, there's a little bit more money there. So you'll have steaks and surf and turfs. But then you go up to Managua, there's not much food, and it's mainly vegetables, like plantains and lettuces and cabbages, and so it all depends on where you go. If you go to Granada, which is the most touristy part, and it's where a lot of rich folk from America go, and they stay on Lake Nicaragua. There's a lot of money, and that's where you get really expensive steaks, and it's Nicaragua is bizarre because there's no middle class.
No.
You're poor or you're rich.
Yeah.
And you'll go through Esteli and you'll see these houses that have just been made out of metal sheets that they've picked up on the side of the road. They don't have front doors, they don't have windows, nothing. They don't even have running water.
Yeah.
But then you'll go 3 buildings down, there's a massive mansion with big pillars, and it's such a weird and backwards country, and there's certain things that you can talk about and can't talk about. Politics is like the biggest. You know, if you bring up politics in the street, you'll be arrested.
Yeah, it was like that when I was in Thailand because obviously they've got the king and royal family and everything.
Mm.
But then you say anything bad about the king, you're probably going to get executed.
Oh god, yeah,
Yeah.
big time. And the police in Nicaragua are awesome. They turn up in the back of a pickup truck. You'd have one driver and there'd be like 5 officers just holding onto the back and they've got their guns. And then they just jump out. I saw someone being arrested. I was like, that's an ambush. That's not being arrested. It took like 5 officers to arrest one guy.
It's like a full-on like SEALs.
I was just thinking, like, I would have shit myself if I saw that coming at me. And the guy wasn't. I think he was a bit drunk in the street.
Yeah.
And it was just a fucking ambush. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be on my best behaviour.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But they love fish out there as well. Fish is served with every meal.
Yeah.
And I don't normally like fish until I went to Nicaragua. And
that's the thing. The fish here, you got all the like, they just swallow all the plastic and shit that's in the ocean, don't they? So I'd imagine, especially the water over there,
it's
probably is
so pure.
Is it pure?
It's so pure. And the great thing about Nicaragua is joined by 2 different seas. It's one of the very few countries in the world that has 2 seas. So you get such an array of fish because you'll catch it from the Atlantic on this side, then whatever it is on the other side.
Pacific?
Possibly.
I think so.
But then they've also got the largest lake in the world.
Really? Yeah.
So if you were to sail across Lake Nicaragua, and they have like sharks and everything in this lake, it's huge. It takes you 4 days to sail across this lake. We went to the middle of it and you can't see land.
That's mad.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Yeah, that is mad.
But Nicaragua, when you break down the word, it translates to the country of, I think it's the country of land and sea. Like agua is water.
Yeah.
So it's the country of land and water.
One place I really want to visit is Patagonia as well, because they speak Welsh. They probably have more people there that speak Welsh than Wales, which is crazy.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. Like how, I know obviously we all went over there.
Because the Welsh get around, no matter where you go in the world. I've always seen a Welsh flag. Jamaica, there's a Welsh flag. Nicaragua, I saw a Welsh flag.
But you find with Welsh, they tend to just like integrate and they just become like, so you don't really, you have obviously got, with America, you've got like Irish American, Scottish American, you know, all that, but you don't hear them talking about their Welsh heritage at all.
Nope.
They kind of just go, Wales.
But the Welsh get around. Like London has Welsh-only private members clubs.
Really?
Yeah. Big time. And I didn't realise that. I thought, oh, not many people know of Wales until you start travelling around. Everybody knows Wales.
Yeah.
Apparently Amsterdam has a really huge Welsh population.
There is a very specific reason why. So in Amsterdam, one of Wales's big, what they're known for in Amsterdam is the magic mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Amsterdam, love Wales. And like one of my best friends who came over to see us, he's from, I want to pronounce it right, Zoetermeer, which is south of Amsterdam, kind of near Rotterdam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So whenever we go to Amsterdam, he'll come over and say hello and everything. But yeah, apparently from what he said, Wales is known for their magic mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Which is a weird thing to be known for.
Hey, if it puts Wales on the map.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd ever be proud to live in Wales and be in Wales.
Yeah,
I was so anti-moving here.
Really? Yeah.
Big time. I always said to the missus, we've already got family in Wales, they're down in Pembroke way. We'll never move to Wales. We're never going to do that. Then she landed a job. I was like, well, it's only a temporary thing. We'll be there for 2 years and we'll leave. Yeah, you're under my skin now. I won't go.
You got me here now. You're stuck with me.
You're stuck with me. It's the people. The Welsh people are amazing. You never really see any animosity. And they will talk to you about anything. My neighbour came and asked me if I wanted my bin put out, and we stood there for 45 minutes. I can't even tell you what the conversation was about. It's just chatting.
Yeah.
But no, Wales is awesome. We just need more tobacconists.
Yeah.
And more cigar. We have loads of cigar smokers.
That's the thing.
We ship to Wales a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, where I was from originally in Aberystwyth, there was the one tobacconist. He's been there. I think he's the 4th generation of owning that shop. So I kind of just assumed, every town's got a tobacconist. No. When I was in Swansea, I was like, where are they? I was Googling it.
It's the smoking laws.
Yeah.
It is the smoking laws. The great thing about England is you've got that sampling clause. So as long as you buy the cigar from that establishment, you can smoke it indoors. The Welsh, they're like, no, you cannot smoke indoors.
It's such a weird
thing. You can be fined for smoking in your own house, don't you?
Really?
In Wales. Yeah, it's £1,000 fine on the spot.
That's mad.
For smoking in your
Even
own
if you
house.
own your own house, or is it just renting? Mad.
policeman walks past your house and sees you with it lit up, you can be fined.
Right, it's a good job we got an election
Which
coming up.
is absolutely bizarre. So if anybody asks, my YouTube studio's in England.
Yeah. You're travelling from England every single day.
It's in Otley, in Yorkshire. If anybody asks, it's not in Swansea.
No, I'm pretty sure every video you've ever posted has been in Smoke King's headquarters.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
It's all outside. It's an outside studio. You just made it look like it's inside.
Yeah, I've just made it really comfortable in the shed.
Oh well, James, it's been amazing talking to you, mate. Thank you so much for coming on.
To be on, mate.
Honestly, you were a big inspiration for me, and it's great to get to know you and have you on the podcast. So thank you very much.
I'll be back anytime you want.
I'm
I'm not going to turn down having a cigar. I'll come back anytime you want me to.
There we are, mate. And that cigar, I can
enjoy
say,
it.
Phenomenal. That is a day-to-day smoke if I've ever had one. Like
perfect. And it's
especially,
affordable, so
especially when it's affordable. Like that is a cigar I would buy a box of and have in the house all the time.
Well, that was a Toro, and that was only, I think we retailed that at £14 for a Toro.
Yeah.
And I told you, I'll tell you, believe it, it comes from the Chinchillero factory.
Oh, okay.
And Chinchillero get a lot of stick because they think, oh, it's cheap and it's budget and
the build of it, it's smoked so evenly the whole way down.
Yep.
Can't fault it.
It's great because a lot of people have smoked ours. I've told them it comes from the Chinchillero factory, and everyone goes, "Oh, I always stay away from them. I thought they were really cheap." And they've then gone and bought Chinchilleros and realised they actually make some pretty good sticks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing. You have a bad experience and you're like, nah, screw them.
Don't get me wrong, they do make some really cigars.
Apart from the smoking ones.
Apart from the smoking ones, and their barber pole one is really nice.
Yeah, no, that was phenomenal.
Smoking. We've got a stronger one, so we're going to be doing a Maduro one soon. So Paul Green, our founder, he's got more of a stronger palate.
Okay.
And he wanted to drop a pure spice bomb, knock you on your ass kind of cigar.
Yeah. Because would you say that was light to medium?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
because I always say with a cigar,
Absolutely.
I love that little bit of a kick, and that was just enough. It was perfect amount.
Well, Paul wanted to drop a really strong one, full-bodied, pure Maduro, real like raw kind of thing. And then we kind of sat down and went, no, we need to make a cigar for everybody. This stronger cigar market, it's like a niche thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like full-bodied cigars, and I've been smoking for 6 years.
I've had a few, and
I like to be able to carry on about my day.
My palate's getting there to where I can have a full body.
Oh yeah, I could smoke them. Like I had a bottle of a Bella Finos, and I'm glad I sat down and filmed the review at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I weren't doing much after. I kind of just sat there like that. I'm not one for full-bodied, so now we've got that light one, medium to light. It has got a bit of a kick. Now we're like, right, now we roll out the big ones.
Yeah.
And we are partnering, I'm not supposed to say, we are partnering with a large cigar brand, which everybody knows and everybody has smoked. And we're doing a line of cigars with them soon.
I'm going to ask you a question.
And they'll be out in October.
I'm going to ask you, and if I'm right, I'm a genius. I think I know. But I might be completely off. But I'll ask you after the podcast.
Ask me later. I'll tell you, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be announcing it yet. But it'll be around about October, November.
Cool.
And it's going to be one of those, I think, people go, oh my God, Smoking have partnered with them.
Just in time for my
realise how big
birthday.
they are. Perfectly in time for Christmas. And again, it's going to be affordable. The whole thing we want is you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be walking around in a suit. You haven't got to earn a 6-figure salary. Anyone can enjoy a cigar.
But if you do walk around in a suit, you'll get a discount.
If you just speak to me, you'll get a discount. I'll get you free delivery or something.
Anyway, mate, Joe, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
To you, and we'll probably have a cigar after.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, brother.